Hi, everyone, and welcome back. This is part 2 of setting up my first Skool community. So in part 1, we walked through the steps of actually creating the community itself. So logging in, creating an account, naming our community, and signing up for the hobby plan. So that's what I've signed up for now. And we also talked about the differences between the hobby plan and the pro plan. So if you're interested in any of that, go back to my part 1, my first video of creating a Skool community, and I'll walk you through those steps. But we've already gone through all of that, and now it is time to go through the setup steps in the dashboard. And I just wanted to go through these again with you today and walk through them, talk about them, and give you a little insight into them as I am creating my first community. All right, so once you have signed up for Skool and you have created your first community, you will see this dashboard. And so I only have one community right now, and my community is called AI for Course Creators, and that is this AF. So it takes the first 2 letters of the first 2 words, so A and then the F for 4. I might tinker around with that and see if I can change it up, but for now it works perfectly fine. I'm hoping once I update the icon for my community, that will go away. But for now, that is the community that I'm in, and this is the dashboard for that community. So because this is my first time creating this community and setting it up, there is a checklist of items to work through to help you set up your first community. And I have already gone through one of them, but I'm going to go through the rest of them with you in this video. So the first item on this list is to watch a 2-minute intro video. It is short, it is sweet. They do a great job of showing you kind of the highlights of the dashboard and where to go through or where to go to access different things. They also introduce you to the Skoolers community, and that's this cat icon right here. And in that community, it is for people who have school communities. And there's just a lot going on in there. There's people sharing best practices and success stories. The school news is published there, and that is just updates to the platform and again, best practices and success stories, all that good stuff. So definitely a place you could go and spend a ton of time learning more about Skool. There's also a fun little Easter egg in this intro video that turns this little cat friend on for you. And so I've already done that, and it's hanging out up top here. So if you watch that video, it will tell you how to get the cat to appear on your dashboard and kind of hang out with you. At first, when this cat popped up, it was playing music and it was set to gangster mode. And so at first it kind of took me by surprise, but then I found if I click on the cat comes with a few different themes, I guess you could say. So you could have a gangster cat, you can have a funky cat, and it plays fun little music in the background for you. So some more relaxing, focused music too for you if you want it. If you don't want him playing music, just click on him and then hit the pause button. Now I got the cat there, but I don't know how to get the cat away, so I'll have to come back with that one. But for now, I really kind of enjoy him hanging out there, looking after me. So anyways, that's all in that 2-minute intro video. Like I said, short and sweet, to the point. The opposite of what this video is, because I'm going to go into a lot more detail. All right, number 2 is to set a cover image. So if I click into this item on our to-do list, what it does is it just opens up a window, and this pop-up window is actually just the settings of your community, and more specifically, the general settings of your community. So on this general settings page, this is where you can find the icon, the cover image, your community name, and your community description. Now I'm seeing often group name and group description, and I think the word community and group are kind of used interchangeably here, so don't get confused if you're seeing this and be like, whoa, I didn't set up a group, I'm creating a community. No, they're all the same thing, just kind of a labeling deal there to kind of pay attention to. So yeah, so your community name, the description. This is also where you can change your community from being private to public. So when you first create a community, it is set to private. And then you do have to come in here and manually set it to public when you are ready for this community to be outward facing and for people to be able to join and come into your community. So all of that can be found in settings under the general tab. But to help us check that mark off of our to-do list, it did say to do a cover image. So I have created a Canva template with the sizes, the recommended sizes here for both the icon and the cover image. And I will link that in the description below. So you should be able to click into that link. It will pop it up into Canva and it will automatically be these recommended sizes. Okay. So I've been working on my cover image and also my icon as well. And so like I said, this was built off of that template for you to use. So here is my cover image. And then here is my icon. So you can see it's much, much smaller. I can zoom in here, but it's good to go. So zoom out and that's my cover. So one thing I did want to point out, because I am using the hobby plan, when my community goes live, it will have this powered by school like banner up in the corner. So that is something good to kind of keep in mind as I am designing the cover photo or cover image. I don't want to put anything too important up here in this upper right corner because it will get covered by that banner. So I'm going to go back over to my Canva design and I'm just going to grab everything in my design and pull it down just a smidge so I can kind of envision having that banner there and it looks good. I don't think it's going to cover anything up, but something to definitely pay attention to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and download these. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've downloaded my 2 images here. And I'll go back to my school, click on that item. Okay, so now I'm ready to upload them back into my school community here. I'm going to click and drag and drop that guy in there. It gives me a way of cropping it. That looks pretty good. Process that. Okay, there it is. I'm going to do the same for the icon. Drag and drop the icon in there. Okay, looks good. Save that. Okay, so now I have both an icon and a cover. It doesn't look like I have to save it anywhere. It looks like it is good to go. So I'm gonna close out of this. Perfect. Okay, so now I have a check mark next to set and cover image. Here is my image for my community. It looks good with the banner on it. Nothing's being covered up or blocked, so I think that works great. Okay, so just a reminder, I do have a Canva template for you that already has the recommended sizes for the icon and the cover image, and that will be linked down below this video. And I also want to point out that in this settings page here where we saw the group description or the community description, I will be coming back to this a little bit later. And I actually am working on some AI prompts and some different resources for you to help make this group description really powerful. So please be sure to subscribe to see that video coming soon. All right, so we are on to the 3rd item on our list here, and that is invite 3 people. And again, when you click on that item, it pops up the settings for our community. And this time, instead of being under general like we are under invite. And this is a really simple page here, but it has a unique URL to your community. So you can copy this, you can put it in emails, you can put it in a text message, you can put it up on social, you can put it anywhere you would normally put a link. And this link is directly right back, pointing right back to your community. So this is a unique link for your community. Okay, so another way on this page that you can share your community out to people is you can put individual email addresses in here and send them a little email. So I did this earlier and I just sent it to myself so I could see what it looks like in email form, and then kind of also see the process that someone would have to go through if they were to receive this email invitation. And it was super simple, super clean, nothing overly fancy. It's just an email saying that I had invited them to my community and to click a link. I clicked the link and I opened it in an incognito window, so it didn't know who I was. And it just prompted me to create an account with Skool to be able to access the community. So that was super easy, super simple. The other option on this page is you can import a CSV file. So this is great if you already have like an email list and it is in that CSV file format. You can just put it here, upload it, and it's going to import all of those email addresses, and then you can send out the invitation from there. The last way that you can share out your group is by a Zapier integration. So if you have like an email provider that your email list is living somewhere else, you can connect the two and have them work together. However, because I have the hobby plan, this option is not available to me. So if I needed to use Zapier, I would need to upgrade to the Pro account. So that's just a kind of a good thing to know. All these other ways, the link, the individual email addresses, and the importing the file, those all work for me on the hobby plan, but this Zapier integration does not. So not the end of the world for me, but definitely something to kind of keep in mind when it comes to the differences between the hobby and the Pro plans. This is my pending invitation, so let's just click it, see what it looks like there. Perfect. Yep. So I sent it to myself. It has a date I sent on, and it just has pending right now because I have not accepted it from that email address and created myself a whole other account. So anyways, if I were to, I can resend it from here and also revoke it. So all really great stuff to kind of keep track of. So the next item on the getting your community set up to-do list here is write your first post. So I'm going to click into that. And when I do, again, another window pops up, which makes it really easy to access all of the different things to get it going here. And this is just your first post. You can think of it as a social post. You can think of it as an online discussion prompt where you are just kicking off the engagement. And so there is a lot that you can do within this post. It has a title to help it kind of stand out and be easily seen by someone scrolling through your discussion feed. Make this title relevant, make it short, make it interesting. And then you can also write something, so the body of your post here. What is really cool and I appreciate about Skool is they don't ever just give you the tool and leave you there. They have created some really fun and engaging post ideas. So, they've given us 3 different ideas here. And if I click on this idea, it automatically populates it up in my post. So then I can come in here and I can edit any of this and make it unique to me and my audience. Also from this post page, you can add an attachment, add links, a video. This one's interesting, a poll, an emoji, a GIF, all sorts of great stuff. One other element to the posts here that I would kind of pay attention to is that you can also send this post as an email to all the members, which anytime you've got an email kind of functionality in a platform, that's always amazing. So you can click that button on and enable that, and an email will be sent out to all the members. The only catch with this is, and if you hover over this little eye information icon there, it tells you that, hey, by sending it out, you can only do this once every 72 hours. So for like me, I don't have a huge audience yet because it's not up and going. I would not want to turn that on because it would kind of hinder me from possibly sending another post out a little bit later when it would be more relevant. So do kind of keep an eye on that. I don't know if this is a hobby versus pro plan thing. If I had a bet, I would say it is. But yeah, that's something to kind of pay attention to. If you are on the hobby plan, you can only send that out every 72 hours. So again, for me, not the end of the world, but something to kind of put in the back of my mind and think about as we are developing out these posts and all that good stuff. All right, to finish this one out, we are going to go ahead and just post what we've got here. I'm going to come back and make this more unique and more fitting for my group and my community. But for now, in this example, it works wonderfully. So I'll go ahead and hit that post button. And then it pops up a window here showing me the post in a couple different ways. This is how it's going to look like for people to engage in it. So I can add a comment, I can add an attachment, all the good things that you could like in a regular social media post, right? You as the admin can turn on and off the notifications for this post. If you click the three little dots over here, there are some additional settings and features in here. You can edit the post, which is always good. When you seem to post it live, you always catch your eye on like, oh, I should change this or do something different. You can come in here and edit that. You can pin this post to the top of the feed or pin it to the course page. And when you pin something, that just means it's going to stay at the top. And so I assume we could pin it and then at any time come in here and unpin it, and it would kind of drop down in the feed and kind of, filter away eventually. So, but by pinning it, it's always at the top. I could turn off comments and then I could delete this if I needed to. So for today's example, it works wonderfully. All right, so I'll go ahead and close out of this. All right, so I'm working right through. There's my post right there popping up below. All right, so last things last is to download the app. So I just would click into download the app. It's going to pop up with a QR code. All right, so I'm going to grab my phone and I will take a picture of that QR code, click into it so it opens up. Right away it pops up into that app. So Skool Communities, I'll get that. All right, it is downloading. Open it up. Log into Skool. This is always the hard part of like, what is my email address? All right, perfect. So when I first go into the app, I am right away taken to the Skoolers community. So this is an interesting way. It's also a great way to see how a community can appear on a mobile app because it is always very different from how it appears on a desktop. If I click the little hamburger, I can find my AI for course creators. There it is. Okay, and I have found my community. So this looks really great so far. I can see my list. The invite 3 people is the only thing that's not checked off. So that's something I need to go sit and spend some time inviting some people into my community. I know I've worked through these steps and now I'm ready to move on and see what is next for my Skool community. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe and come back and I will continue working through creating my Skool community from scratch. Thanks so much. Bye.